Good day, it's Semper Fly here, and this video is going to be about the current status of my 2023 annual and minor restoration plans. If you've been following this channel for a while, you know that I've been having some fabric issues and some other things that I've been wanting to address with the airplane, and finally got some scheduling done and decided that this was the year I was going to get things fixed. The fabric on my airplane is Seconite, and it was put on at various times from the 1960s through the 1980s, depending upon which part of the airplane, and it's still in pretty good shape. I talked to a lot of fabric experts around the Southeast in deciding what to do and how to go forward, and I got a lot of different opinions, and I'm sure I'll get a bunch of different opinions in the comments here. But this is what I decided to do. Option 1 was a complete rip and replace of my fabric. That would cost probably between $40,000 and $70,000 and take 6 months to a year and a half. But I just couldn't bring myself to tearing off perfectly good fabric. So what I decided to do was address the fabric in the few spots where it needed help, leave the rest of the fabric alone since it still tested fine, and repaint the whole airplane, and address a few of the other small things I've been meaning to get to. So finally at the end of August, my annual was up and I was through flying. Told my mechanic he could take my airplane over to his maintenance hangar whenever he wanted. We had a couple of thunderstorm afternoons and a hurricane and a tropical storm, so it took about 3 weeks until it got ready, at which time he called and told me I had a stuck valve. He fixed the stuck valve, and then just as I went out of the country for a few weeks, I got a text from him with this picture confirming that he had gotten the airplane moved and was ready to start getting work on it. The only areas of fabric work that really had to be done was both of my wingtip bows. As you can see from this picture, both of my wingtip bows are severely bent. Somewhat surprising my airplane still flew straight with these messed up. There's probably about 75 years of ground loops. Plus, the left wingtip had this area where a hangar neighbor pushed his 152 into the left wingtip, and the right wingtip had this little spot where I pushed the airplane into a pole, backing it into my hangar. There are several different FAA-approved processes for fabric on these airplanes and several more for experimentals. My mechanic, I believe, uses the Randolph system. The other two popular ones are Polyfiber and Seconite, which are all owned by the same company. As you can see here, some progress is being made on the wingtip bows. If you compare this picture to the other pictures, you can see how much more uniform round the end tip is. And the patches are gone from the previous repairs from the hangar and the prop off the 152. After the wings are ready, he'll turn to the fuselage. As you can see here, it's in desperate need of repainting. Now, I talked to several people at several of the well-known fabric restoration places about repainting fabric. And you absolutely can repaint fabric that's been on an airplane. Some people will tell you you shouldn't do it, but like I said, I'm not tearing off fabric that's still test good. There is even an FAA circular which states the proper method of rejuvenating fabric using various chemicals to get rid of the stiffness and the crackling and then treat it for paint. Here you can see my sealed struts being sanded down to get ready for the new paint. There are a few other areas that I want to have addressed while we have the airplane down, including getting rid of these rusted looking terrible valve covers that I tried to fix and replacing them with something like this, adding rear shoulder harnesses in the rear and front seat, and also getting some nice new leather front and back seats. I also would like to address my instrument panel. Perhaps when I get down there in the next few weeks, I'll take this out and get it powder coated or painted or something to make it look a little better. So that's where we are now, the current status. Hopefully I'll get down there again in a few more weeks and take some more pictures about the progress and keep you posted as we go through. If you own a classic aircraft that you've gone through the restoration process, I'd love to hear your thoughts and how your experience went. In the meantime, keep watching for updates and keep flying. Thanks for watching.